I'm Bootz, everyone. Bootz Durango. That's my stage name, but my real name is Brandon Roberts. Just a little about me before I get started about the gender and sexuality relations. I am a 6th-year senior here. I took a year off, and 1 year I just failed. And I am from Charlotte, North Carolina. And I'm a performing artist and entertainer and event host and coordinator here in the city of Greensboro. I was adopted at birth by a single mother. And she raised me in Charlotte, you know, with other family members as well. I have no recollection or any information on my biological family. What else do y'all want to know? Let's say, hi.
What's up, bitch?
How you doing? My old co-worker. Nice to see you too. Are you in class?
Yes, sir.
In the name of Jesus.
Yes.
He used to protect me at the events that I threw, so it's really good to see.
Or vice versa.
Yeah, true. Sometimes I had to get a little rabid. Well, a little bit more about me. I'm self-employed. I used to work at Panera Bread, Wetzel's Pretzels, Quiznos Subs. I mean, you know, the regular stuff. And then you hit college and it's kind of like, all my attention was in school. Mom is cutting you off financially. What can you do to, you know, better yourself in being an entrepreneur? And what I'm good at is performance. Singing, modeling, dancing, print, anything that has to do with the camera or any type of public speaking, that's my forte. So I was like, how can I use this plus my sexuality to inspire people and to make me money, of course. So I started working at Green Street nightclub, which ventured off into me getting independently booked by different venues as well as different organizations to represent them and to, you know, motivationally speak or inspire them in any type of way. My log line in life is we are all people. Your air is not more expensive than my air. Regardless of how we look aesthetically, it really doesn't mean that you are more of a person or less than a person than the next person. Whether that's if you have, you know, discriminatory mindsets or you're somewhat racist or homophobic, that can be okay for the people who advocate for homosexuality or, you know, your ethnicity or whatever. Your opinion is no more different than mine. And I think that once the world evolves into a place where we become a melting pot of opinions and have respect for those opinions, then we can, you know, be an evolving society and ever so fluent in, you know, enriching our lives. With that being said, I know that was a lot of big words that I really don't know the meaning of. It just sounds good coming off of my tongue. I'll tell you a little bit about my sexuality and things. Well, people always ask me if you're born gay or if you're born bi or, you know, transgender, and my answer always is I really don't know. I know that around the time puberty hit, I noticed that a lot of my friends were, you know, looking at girls a certain type of way. And, like, looking at their tits and their ass and, you know, oh, yeah, I want to smash. And I'm like, she has on some cute shoes. Like, she has on a cute dress. So that was the first time I really started to notice the differentiation in, you know, our mentalities. I remember being in 6th grade, and I got a girlfriend because that was the thing to do. And she's gay now, which is kind of ironic. But I remember always trying to fit a mold. I wasn't being true to myself in aspects of maturing. Does that make sense? So like in the ages where you become who you are, you start to groom yourself, find yourself in gender and stuff. All I knew is that I love to play music. I love to perform. I've been playing piano since I was 3 years old. And I think that music has been a relatable substance no matter who you are. Everybody can enjoy a good song, regardless of what genre it is. So music has been that foundation for me regardless of the differences in society that were beginning to bloom when, you know, you go through your adolescent ages. Now, when you hit high school, it's a whole different ball game. I mean, you know, the jocks start coming out and you really start getting attracted to people and stuff starts going up for certain things and you're like, okay, do I hide this? Do I try to fit in? Do I, you know, fit a mold? Now, something about me is, I mean, even when I was young, you could tell I had a little twang to me. You know what I'm saying? It was a little something there. And, you know, of course, parents always turn a blind eye to certain things. They want their children to be the most successful. They want them to fit a certain type of, you know, image. I would have the same for my child, you know, so I don't fault my mother at all. You know, and when she adopted me, she was about 48 years old. She's 67 now. And, you know, that's the old black mentality. I don't know if y'all understand what that means, some Caucasian people, but it's like, you get your butt whooped if you do wrong. You stay in line. Ain't no such thing as timeout. Timeout is correct. Like, and if you stray away from that, I mean, that won't disown you or nothing, but you know, you have to stay in line. There's a certain image that you must meet in an African American household. And I'm saying that in terms of like, from my personal experience. I can't speak on behalf of every African American household, of course. But with that being said, around the time I was coming out, I had a boyfriend. His name was Dante Jamal Player was his last name, and he played me. He was cute while it lasted. So what happened was, we used to write letters in school back and forth, you know, like, you know, passing notes and stuff. And when we broke up, I was going off to a summer retreat, and it's called Anytown. I don't know if y'all have heard of that, but it's a very great program that enriches you in self-confidence and things of that nature. And it's ironic because I threw all those letters away right before I left. And being the mom that she was, mind you, at this time she got married. And she got married to my dad. Mind you, I was adopted by a single mom, so when she got married, that's dad now. Okay, it's the only dad I know. So you dad, bruh, like, what's up? And he had 6 children. They all were grown, except for the youngest daughter, whose name is April, and it just turns out that she's gay too. That's my sister. But you know, she aesthetically dressed butch, but not studdish. And what I mean by that is, like, you know, she'll wear jeans versus a skirt, but she wouldn't be in like baggy jeans with a fitted cap on. Does that make sense? Okay. So around that age, I'm 16. I'm going off to Anytown, and I throw away these letters. Mom was like, "What are you throwing away?" I was like, "It's just letters, Mom. I don't talk about it." So I go off, catch the bus to the summer camp or whatever. And when I got back, it was like the vibe had changed. Like, and so in the car, my sister was like, and I'm like, what's going on? I get home, my sister tells me, look, they had pastors up in here. They had, you know, social workers coming in. Your mom had a breakdown. Daddy smoking all the weed. I'm like, okay, what's going on? She was like, well, apparently it's something about some letters. I'm like, letters? Like, oh. Like, so, you know, I called Dad in, because, you know, Dad came in later. You know what I'm saying? I called Dad and I was like, Daddy, he was like, you got something you want to tell me, son? I was like, I'm gay. He was like, well, I already knew that. I was like, so why you smoking all this green and stuff? He was like, I mean, your mama's the one that's emotional. I'm trying to come to her. I was like, okay. I was like, well, do I have to tell her? Because, you know, as a child, I hold my mother's opinion very dear. I never want to intentionally hurt her. Even though I had, you know, my little bad years, you know, where you just so rebellious against everything. So, it comes down to it, you know, I was like, you tell her. I ain't telling her. So, okay, I will. I said, oh, wait. Before I could even get it, like, he went and told her. And so, let's fast forward a little bit. Counseling came first. She took me out of public school and put me in counseling. It was a religious counselor. I tore his office up because he told me I was going to hell for liking guys. So, me being the rambunctious individual that I was, I fucked that office up. Now, and poor man, because he was going off of what he was told. Like, he was taught to counsel a certain way, and I rebelled against that, you know. And then after that, it came Christian school, Victory Christian School. Do y'all know? Yeah. And mind you, I am a very spiritual person with Christian values. Does that make sense? Like, I believe in the positive things that the Bible has to say, but I don't use the Bible as a tool to condemn anybody. So, also, I take from different other religious texts, like the Quran has very positive things, and there's some things in Confucianism. With that being said, I'm in a Christian institution. I really was gay, And at this time, I was like, okay, my parents know, my family knows I'm going to be who I am. They made me cut my hair, though, and that was the only thing. Like, I was like, okay, I don't know about this, and wear a uniform. So I went around that school cursing. I went around that school saying, oh, yeah, I'm gay. I'm about to go in the locker room with these dudes at PE, and I'm about to make everybody uncomfortable. I'm about to get kicked out of here. We good. So, that came, and I did get kicked out. Then, as a last resort, my mom decided to take me to boot camp. And that was the best. Excuse me. Boot camp. Let's go there. Boot camp, I was surrounded by dudes who were there for behavioral issues. And they, you know, you go to the first session and they're like, why are you there? Why are you there? I said, I'm here because I'm gay. Everybody was like, like, and mind you, I'm surrounded by dudes. So I guess they thought that was a weakness in me. And I used to get majorly bullied and picked on in there. But you know, it didn't affect me any. I still had the same rebellious spirit, like, okay, y'all not gonna bully me. I fought a lot. And the last straw in that boot camp was, I was asleep, and dudes decide to, like, take the sheet out from under me. Like, I'm on the bed, and they just, like, yanked that thing. So, of course, I fall on the bed. When I hit the ground, I'm wet. It was urine. Let's just say I got kicked out of boot camp. Okay, it got a bit violent. I mean, blood was shed, not on my behalf. I looked fine. But, I mean, the closest target was not safe. So, after I got kicked out of there, my mom, she's like, okay, look, all these things are not working. Maybe I'm the one who's viewing you the wrong way. So me and her start developing a personal relationship on another level. I went back to public school. And when I went back to public school, that's when the Bootz Durango character was born. And it was more so like a rebellious but a very constructive rebellion. I took all of that energy that I used to, you know, beat people's ass, tear up offices, and I created this character to inspire other people to be, you know, comfortable in their own skin and pursue their dreams and use the talents that they have to inspire others. And at that moment, the same day I went back to public school, me and my mom's relationship started healing, and she started becoming not only tolerant but accepting of my lifestyle and understanding that I'm still a person as well. Just because this quality about me does not fit the norms of society, and just because you haven't been conditioned to accept this lifestyle does not negate me as your son, does not negate me as this. And what I understood was everything that she did was to try to help me have a better future. She felt like, and she was taught that this quality about yourself is going to hinder you from being successful. And what my life is now is to show her and everyone else that you can be successful no matter how you choose to live your lifestyle. Mind you, I didn't wake up that morning and say, okay, I'm going to put on a dress and heels. It was an evolutionary process. I go back to public school, and you know, the first thing came with some nails. You know, got my little nails did or whatever. And, you know, I thought they were fly. You know, they were white tip, square tip or whatever. And that was the first time I started getting the looks and the stares. And mind you, when I was in public school prior to, everybody knew I was gay anyway. So, and I was in denial. It was like, oh, you a faggot? I was like, no, I ain't. I'm just talking about. And then pump off like, you know, pump off like, you know, Beyonce at the Billboard Awards or something. So I went back and I started embracing who I was. And it's funny because only then was I stopped being bullied. Like, nobody bullied me when I became in the form, you know? So the first step was I got a little perm, got my nails done, and I started doing the morning announcements. And that was like my first little taste of, like, you know, the spotlight. Everybody knew who I was, and I was just like, okay, cool, I can dig this. This is kind of hot, you know? And so it hit me when I was in one of my classes my senior year, and this guy was like, how do you do that? Like, how do you just go up there and, you know, be you like that? I was like, well, are you going through something? And he was like, yeah, I mean, I'm gay or whatever. He was a basketball player. And, you know, I played basketball too. When I went back, I played basketball on the JV team, and by my senior year, I was on the varsity team. But I got kicked off because somebody's parent was uncomfortable with me being in the locker room. And Mom, at this point, she was advocating. She was like, okay, we finna riot about this thing. We taking this thing to Charlotte Mecklenburg schools, and because it's not right. You're a good, skilled person. You're a skilled basketball player. But, you know, it was just one person's parents weren't comfortable with their child being in a locker room with somebody who was as flamboyant as I was. So, you know, we fought that. I just didn't want to play for the team anymore. That's okay. I played football too, and I ran that ball like a motherfucker. And when I got kicked off the basketball team, you know, I was unable to do sports. So I put all of that into band and put it all into music and entertainment. Thank you for recording. Is your hand getting tired? Okay. How you doing? So, fast forward, the Bootz character was in development in the later part of my high school career, and he did not go by Bootz. I went by Mr. B. Still masculine, Mr., you know, B, you know, flamboyant, and I wish I would have prepared a PowerPoint or something, because those pictures are just treacherous, debauchery. Oh my God. You know, but you got to start somewhere. When I came to UNCG, I was away from home. I was away from, you know, my family, the norm, and I said, fuck it. I started wearing dresses. The first day of my college career, I walked down College Ave in some white and black sneaker pumps that was 6 inches high. And one of the deans called me into the office, and he's like, you know, you're one of the first to ever walk on this campus in that attire. And I was like, is this a problem? He was like, I mean, you may run into problems, but you're an inspiration. It's Dr. Carter, if y'all know who that is. I took that to heart. So I just decided to, you know, continue to voice my opinion, voice my, you know, talent, and further use that to inspire people on a mass level. Now, as I start to go broke, I'm like, okay, well, I need some money, and I really just don't want to work in Panera Bread. You know, I don't want to, you know, go back to the traditional thing, so I self-employed myself. I started marketing myself, and people ask, like, well, who taught you how to do this? I really don't know. Like, it's inspiration from above, I guess you could say. I mean, I just started making flyers. I formed a group called the Bootz Durango to inspire women to be comfortable in their own skin. And I really just don't know how it happened. I know I love to do music. I put it out there. I started getting hits on YouTube. My YouTube page now has 1 million view hits, so which is a wonderful thing, except YouTube ain't paying me, so they're going to have to cut that check pretty soon. And yeah, all of that bottled into a ball and given to you in a shot glass, I'll say this. If you can see me do what I do, walk around here as a student and as somebody as ambitious as anybody who aesthetically fits the norm, no matter what you feel is setting you apart or making you different from anybody else, that should not hinder you from executing your goals. If you can see me blatantly displaying, you know, what some people say is non-conforming, then whatever it is about yourself that, you know, you feel can be a crutch to you, you can flaunt that and you can still be successful. Now, I go through the same trials as y'all. I'm a senior. I'm about to graduate in May 9th.
Praise him.
Thank you. I know, right? Because you know how long I've been here. And honestly, I have the same fears as y'all. Like, what the hell am I going to do after school? And, you know, like, Greensboro is where I'm known and, like, where I thrive and where I make money. What is going to happen? I'm not going to go back to my mama's house. I'm not going to, you know, go to a homeless shelter. I'm going to have some plans. So I'm a person. My goals are real. My dreams are real. I'm a human person. I have feelings. You know, I have very, very tough skin, though. Not a lot of things get under my skin. However, I had to quit on Wednesday at this bar because this motherfucker says to me at my party, faggot, go on ahead with that shit. I grabbed the microphone and I cussed that ass out, and like, it's funny, he was the owner's friend, and the owners and their crew came bucking up at me. I thought I was solo. I looked behind me. The entire gay community was behind me. So it was like a push and pull type thing. And, you know, they wanted me back yesterday, but I was like, look, ain't no money worth selling my soul for. I'm not going to step foot back up into that place because it's a homophobic establishment, but I'm making you money. Why? You're using me to make you money. You're using me in the pool that I have in the gay community, in the crowd, to to get you money. Why would I support that? You know, there's no $200 or $400 that's going to have me to support something like that. But what I did was I set an example, because now the next time somebody has something homophobic to say, you know, around another gay person, then he knows, like, okay, wait, I might need to think twice about this and keep this to myself. Yeah. So, with that being said, hi, I'm Bootz Durango. My entire name is Dr. Mother Miss Boots, never gag out bosses, McGlash, Queen of YC Trade, wears the blood name is Pen, lipstick, little stroker like a motherfucker lady campus, Mother Earth, I'm feeling like Nicki Minaj Durango. And I'm a person and I'm here and I'm very transparent and I'm open to any and all questions. Yeah.
Where did Bootz Durango come from?
Okay, well, my shoes were thrown on the bus as footballs when I was getting bullied, right? So they were like, he got some boots on him. Give me the goddamn boots. Woo! Launched it across the bus. I'm like, oh, God. So when I got to college, I was like, how can I, you know, turn that and make that into a positive type thing? Boots, it came. I was like, okay, boots. What kind of boots do I wear? Durangos. So I kind of reversed it around, and it works. I like it. Any other questions?
What bar?
Sure.
What bar were you at that kicked you out, or not kicked you out, the homophobic?
Should I disclose this information? I don't want to hurt
Go.
Nobody goes anyway. But Mugs on West Market Street.
What's your major?
Media studies.
And what do you think you'll do with it?
Well, I have a pretty vast network, and anything. I can cultivate news. I can edit stories. I have a passion for anything entertainment. So definitely in the entertainment genre. I just don't know which direction I'll go into yet. But trust, in about 2 or 3 years, you'll see me on the screen. Trust, trust. Sure.
Do you see a difference in UNCG from the time you first started coming here to now?
Yes.
Like good, bad?
Very good. Very good, more diverse, more accepting. I see a lot more gay people, and I see a lot more flamboyant gay people. And I don't want to take credit for that, but I do know that it has been told to me that I've sparked something here, and gay people do feel comfortable coming here. And prior to that, the genre of gay was different. They were more masculine, and they assumed that role. And I don't want to say that that's just what it was, but I feel like because my presence was here, you know, and my energy is vibrating through this campus, I feel like people are more comfortable, you know, putting on a dress and heels, or, you know, exploring their gender identity a little bit more, which is, I think is cool. You had a question?
It was kind of like that, like how has UNCG kind of changed?
Cool.
I'm sorry, I just want to know. So, like, if you, like, work and, like, when you go to jobs, do you have to be branded, or can you still be Bootz? Like,
what job are you talking about? Are you talking about, like, events?
Like, let's just say you, like, if you get a job, let's say, like, you get a job at Wendy's. Like, do you have to be branded? Do you have to go?
Okay, that's the thing. The thing about being multiple people is you can you can switch it up if you need to. So when I go to a professional interview, or like I'm trying to get a professional job, I would tone all this down. I would take my nails off, I will pull my hair back, I will, you know, assume the, hey, what's up, I'm Brandon, nice to meet you. Yes, I study media studies, I'm very ambitious, and I do believe I'm qualified for this position. I will go in like that. First day of work, hey. And if they, you know, come against me, I mean, there's legal matters that can take place after that. Yeah, but I'll stay true to myself. Brandon comes out when he needs to, you know, and there are certain situations where I don't feel Bootz should be at. You know what I'm saying? However, not many situations, except for if I need something from somebody. And you never know what people's mindsets are like when they're trying to hire you, so you want to present yourself in the most conditioned way as possible. And what I mean by that is, men are supposed to look a certain way, act a certain way, you fit that mold, and then you destroy that mold once you get in there. And that's what I do.
So why Greensboro?
Honest.
Most of the people that I've met here, we just kind of land here, like, you know.
Well, my best friend, her name is Tequila Eatman, and she graduated from this university, and she's 1 year older than me. So my senior year, she went to UNCG. I wanted to be with her, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to UNCG too. That's how I got here, and it was, no matter how I got here, it was a blessing that I landed here. I think this is the best place to be, honestly.
And 1 million people from Charlotte come from Charlotte to Greensboro.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Okay.
I have one of those down.
Yes, Professor.
Okay, so Justin. So a lot of us are like wanting to be professionals and work with people, you know, and not everybody has the thick skin that you have, but you have some experience with professionals and doing some crazy stuff.
Right.
So, like, what advice could you give to us to be supportive of people we might be working with that could be struggling with identity questions?
The first thing is confidence is key. And it's learned. Confidence is learned. The first thing, and this is a step-by-step analysis, get out your notepads, honey, because it can help somebody. The first thing is identifying your insecurities. We all have them, you know, we all, whether you acknowledge them or not, like, you have insecurities. You need to personally identify these insecurities. The second thing is be content with the insecurities that you got. You know what I'm saying? And acknowledge that your insecurities are no bigger than the next person's insecurities. So when you embrace that about yourself, like, I'm not comfortable with my shoe size, that's one of my insecurities. Or, you know, I have big ass lips, that's another insecurity. So if you can, if it's an insecurity you can flaunt, put that on the forefront of yourself. Does that make sense? So like, my big ass lips, I put on blue lipstick. You know what I'm saying? And people are like, well, God, no. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I'm like, well, dang, how am I doing this right now? But whatever, bitch, I'm finna work this shit. You know what I'm saying? You have to convert those insecurities into fuel. Or what ends up happening is it's like a parasite, and it'll end up decaying you, and it'll make you less confident in what you're doing. If you can identify your insecurities and flaunt those, that's the first thing. And then here comes the confidence part. Believe in yourself, because you are valuable. That's you have to do that. You have to believe in yourself. You have to physically look yourself in the mirror every morning and say, I'm worth it. I deserve this. Whoever is, you know, qualifying me for a certain position, or whoever is going to offer me this job, or whoever is this and this, you're no better than me, but we're both good. We're both beautiful. We're both healthy, wonderful. We're both people on this plane, and we are the shit, for lack of better words. And if you can embrace that mentality, I mean, it would help, and I don't mean to like broadcast myself, but watch my videos. Seriously, watch my videos and look yourself in the mirror and say some of the things that I say. Seriously, like, take your shit out with your trash. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying? Or, I'm about to kill this test today, for real. I'm about to go out here, I'm about to be me, I'm about to do this. If you can embody that fire, and that fire is fueled by your insecurities being flaunted, you good. That's the best way I can answer that question. I know it's a little street, but that's how I can do that. Y'all ask me about my sex life or something. Give me something juicy. No. Ask if I turn people out of this.
Happy?
Yes.
Yeah.
By show of hands, can I ask a question really quick? Do I have any, like, and be perfectly honest, please. Does anybody have any, like, prejudice or discriminatory thoughts about themselves regarding anything or other people? Like, is anybody racist or a bit homophobic or, you know, anything like that?
We social work.
Oh, y'all can't? Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's a little different for us because
yeah,
our mindsets are typically going to be way bigger.
Bro.
I don't have a question, but I do want to say that your coming out story is so similar to mine.
Okay.
So just thanks for sharing it.
You're welcome.
And just I pass it along, you're passing along, because really a lot of times they're similar.
Mm-hmm.
It's just good to hear again. I've been out for a really long time, but it's always good to hear someone went through the same thing.
Well, you're beautiful, darling.
Thank
and I thank you for
you.
that comment. Any other questions?
Do you have a man? And how do you get one?
Okay.
I'm about to graduate.
Okay. I'm currently single. And how do you get a man? If I knew, I would tell you. I really, I have a struggle with romance, so I end up just, you know, fucking. I mean, just to be honest, like, I have to just be perfectly honest with you. I did date, and I love me more. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Like, and at this point in my life, I think for all of us, we're college students and we are going through transitionary period. College is a period where you're coming into adulthood, and the most important person to yourself right now is you. Now, if you find that person that can be in your corner and support you and romantically involve yourself with you, then I'm all for it. You know, I did date for 2 years. It just, I mean, basically, I was the shit and he won't shit. You know, if I can put it that way. How do you get a man? For me, it's difficult because I'm genderless, or I don't really assign myself a he or she gender. I'm just Bootz type thing. So it takes a lot of people, it takes a mature and evolved person to understand and be attracted to somebody like me. I understand this. So I'm just being patient. There is somebody out there for everybody. I know that for sure. But in a case like mine, it's like you have to look past what you see. Maybe you are sexually attracted to what you see and you don't admit it or whatever, but you have to have an evolved mindset to be attracted to somebody who chooses to adorn themselves like I do, or chooses to, you know, especially somebody who puts themselves out there like I do. I mean, because who wants to be on the arm, you know what I'm saying? Even if you're gay or if you are bi-curious or whatever, you're showing up to a place with this. Like, I mean, you have to have some type of an evolved mindset or confidence about yourself to say, yeah, this is my dude right here. Like, you know, be comfortable with that. In the gay world, I don't fit a mold because I'm not a drag queen or transgender. In the straight world, I don't fit a mold because I'm not a transgender. I'm not a guy turning into a girl. I'm a guy who dresses in dresses and heels and wears nails and stuff. Don't want titties, don't want a vagina. I love my Peter. He's cool. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. How to get a man? Can't answer that. Do I want one? No. Well, I long for that affection, but I find that in music. So, in entertainment. So I put all of that into that. And yeah, to get a man, shit, internet nowadays. Yeah. Okay.
When you're like trying to develop like how you're gonna perform certain things and like what you're gonna do, like what is that process like for you?
Meditation is the first step. Are you speaking in terms of crafting a song, a particular piece, or in terms of like actually putting on a full-out show?
Like a full-out show.
It depends on the audience. Now, I opened up for Trina in Charlotte, and what I did for that show is I had my 2 dancers. You have to be mindful of the crowd, mind you, and because I'm so different as a performing artist, you don't want to be prejudged by your image. So what I do is I had my dancers hold a sheet up, and I was rapping behind the sheet, and I just like, I'm pressing play on the people just so the people can feel me. They say I think I'm a girl, but then I tell them not really. I'm from the west side of Charlotte, but I stay rolling the Phillies. You know, start going in. And the audience is going crazy, like, who the hell is that? They drop the sheet, boom, it's me in a ball gown. And they're like, whoa, like, you know, type thing. The first step is meditation. The second step is to craft the soundtrack. Third step is the visual and to cater to the audience. If you are in front of like an A&T crowd, for instance, you want to hit them with a surprise, like, you know, so they recognize, okay, this person has talent, and then the image is supplementing that talent. You don't want the image to take away from the performance. So you always appear in shadow, have a grand appearance, and then execute the show with the climax in the middle, bring it on down with the piano and a voice solo at the end, and we good. And then they can cut my motherfucking check.
And you got 7 minutes left.
Cool. Any other questions? We good? Cool. Well, I thank you guys so much for